Settle in, the wacky Gun Talk After Show crew is gathered, and there's no telling what they'll say.
It's time for the after show. We got Jim and Michelle. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi there. Michelle, we're going to get to your range report because you actually got to shoot the new Ruger, right?
I did.
Oh, man. That's cool. Okay, but first, Dan has been on hold, so let's get him in here from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Hey, Dan, thank you so much for your patience. How you doing, man?
We're hanging in there.
Well, good deal. What's on your mind?
Well, there was two things. After seeing that video of the church shooting, two things come to mind. Is when I went to the range, I tried to duplicate that shot, and I couldn't do it with one shot. You know, and I'm thinking, it's even worse than that because this guy is so good. He's got ice water in his veins. He's just seen two of his friends shot dead in front of him.
Right.
And yet he still holds it together and coolly takes out the assailant from across the church. It's just amazing.
With one shot.
Yeah.
With one shot. Oh, yeah, by the way, Jack Wilson is 70 years old.
Yeah, that's even older than me.
Okay, so tell me how did you set up to try to duplicate the shot? What did you do?
I had a half-scale silhouette, human silhouette at the pistol range, and I run it out there 40 feet, and I didn't draw. I just picked the gun up off the table in front of me and tried to, time it like he did. I didn't just jerk it up there and shoot. And like usual, it went a little bit low and left. Missed.
Low and left. You must be a right-handed shooter.
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
and that's what we do. I think I'm just going to get really serious and start looking around for some place in the area that's got a legitimate instruction class. Because I keep making the same mistakes every time I go back, with my shooting. And
well, it's not a bad idea. Let me ask you, what pistol are you using?
The Sig Sauer 365.
Okay, great pistol. I will say, for making a longer shot, that short sight radius makes it a little bit more challenging. I mean, I know you know that. It's the compromises we go through, right?
Right.
And the 365 is a great carry pistol, don't get me wrong. But I agree with you. I think, let me ask you a question. When you take your time, can you put the shot exactly where you want it every time?
At close range, yeah, I can put them all, at the 21 feet cop range, I call it. When they train them there, I can put them all right there, dead center.
Define dead center. How large could you put all your shots into a playing card at 21 feet?
Almost.
Okay. We need to be able to do that. If I said, okay, you got all the time in the world,
right,
there should be no reason ever to not be able to put all your shots inside a playing card at 21 feet.
Right. Okay, so I'm not talking like I'm trying to shoot a little bit too fast, probably.
Well, okay, that's an interesting point. If it's that old deal of if your groups are too big, slow down. And conversely, weirdly enough, if your groups are too small, speed up.
Yeah.
Because it means you have the ability to shoot a little bit faster and still hold it together. I'm not a proponent of the whole spread your shots around. I think that's insanity.
Right. I agree.
But, one of the parts is you are paying attention to what's going on, and I love that. But until you I'm going to save you some money. Until you get some instruction, but you do need some instruction, spend $10. Go into the range there where you are and buy some dummy rounds.
I can make some.
Okay, all right. But if you make them, make sure you label them so you don't get them confused. Do something. And then mix them in with your other ammo in your 365.
Right.
So now you're going back, bang, bang, click,
flinch.
And what will happen is flinch. You go exactly. You're going, oh, gee, how did my sights all of a sudden they're pointing low and left? Maybe I should start paying attention because the recoil, of course, covers everything up, right?
Right.
And have somebody else load your magazine so you don't know when they are.
Yeah.
Well, that's just too sneaky.
That's just real honest training.
Or load up like 3 or 4 of them with different, so you don't know which is which. But
that's true. Yeah.
I love that, Michelle. You're right. Have somebody else load your magazines. But it is so true, isn't it, Michelle? And you've done it, seen it done. And people they're shooting. They go, I'm not flinching. The sights are off.
Right.
Yeah.
So even if you load their magazine without, you put it into battery ready, or what they assume is battery ready, without an actual round being in battery.
Right.
So the magazine's there and loaded,
chamber.
but nothing's in the chamber. Yeah.
And that muzzle dips down.
The other thing too, and we're proponents of the lasers.
I'm using a laser.
Yeah.
That's what's bad.
It's a great. It's a great training tool. Okay, we'll have to edit this. Sorry.
Oh, I don't know if
I don't want to talk to her anymore. It's bad enough without having a girl tell me I'm a bad shot.
No, I'm
now
not telling you that.
Pain.
Beautiful.
All right, I'm gone. You'll have to do the range report without me.
Dan, you win. Oh, God. No, I applaud you for thinking about what that guy had to do and thinking, okay, can I do that? And then go out and try it and you go, I'm not up to that. And frankly, most of us are not, honestly. No. I don't think.
And
he's an instructor, so he's out there shooting a lot more than any of us are. But I kind of imagine that if you're an instructor all the time, you have to be a pretty cool customer anyway, because people are going to be doing goofy stuff and really making you mad, and you're going to have to hold it together so you're a good teacher.
All right, I'm going to give you a homework assignment.
Okay.
All right, if you're willing to take this on, we're going to make you a better shot in 30 days. I swear this is going to work. All right, here's the deal. You have to dry fire that pistol 50 times a day.
That's easy.
I know it's easy, but it requires mental effort to get on target and dry fire and make sure it goes click and the barrel doesn't move. 50 times a day, you're going to dry fire it. Then you're going to, that's for like the first week, and then you're going to dry fire with drawing. The first week is just dry firing. We're just working on nothing but trigger. And then we're going to work on drawing, not fast, drawing, and dry fire click. And then very slowly, work the action, put it back in the holster. Then we're going to draw quickly, but shoot carefully. And what I'm trying to do is get you to draw. It comes out of the holster quickly and then comes out, and then you pause. It's almost like, and I've seen people who are really, really good shooters. They come out, and you can actually hear them exhaling, going, shh, click. It's like you want that little hesitation before you come out, you're on target, you press in, and then it's like this momentary, and then bang. And it's, okay, I'm done with the draw, and I'm now going to do the shot. The two are two different things. Mm-hmm. And if you'll do those, and then you will go to the range and do that ball and dummy drill, use that, dummy ammo, and you just do that and work on that. If you do this for 30 days, I promise you will be amazed at what it does for you.
What size of target do you recommend using for that, Tom? Because I know when we do our dry fire practice, we use a very small, like a small bore target.
I've got some of those.
I would...
Like an A17 or something, I think that is. It's really small.
Use a quarter. Mm-hmm. Something, I'm talking about, small. The other thing is you can do, and this is a fun deal, is give yourself targets that have like really small aiming points. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And seriously, bullseyes that are the size of a quarter out at 21 feet. And we need to put them not around it, but they should all be going in the black. If they're not, there's something wrong. We're taking our time, we're dropping shots in, and what we're working on is I am going to become a really good, careful shot. If it means you are a little slower, that's okay, because you can't miss somebody fast enough to stop them.
Yeah.
Plus, then Michelle won't make fun of you a month from now.
Oh, stop it. I didn't in the first place.
By the way, she would like to have your address because she has some nasty notes to send you.
No, I don't.
Well, the way I harass people, I probably deserve it.
I just thought that would be an extra level of training.
Incentive.
All right, so Dan, you know what she's going to send you, right? You see the T-shirt says "Shoot like a girl if you can."
Yeah. Well, I'm sure I would be happy to be able to shoot like she does.
No.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, congratulations on taking this stuff seriously. And if you would, seriously, try this. This is a wackadoodle kind of crazy homework assignment, but try this and let us know how it works out, okay? Like shoot, you already know what you can do right now, so try it in 30 days and see if it makes a difference.
I will, sir.
Okay, I appreciate
Thank
it.
you
Good
for your
luck.
time,
Thank
guys.
you.
Good luck to you.
Thank
Have a
you
good
for-
New Year, too, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
Bye-bye.
Stay away from girls, would you?
At the firing range, anyway, they probably outshoot me.
There you go.
Oh, Lordy. I think we need a little bit of quiet time now. Then we're going to come back and let the girl tell us about shooting the new pistol.
No, I'm not going to talk.
It worked. It worked.
Yeah. That,
See ya.
that is so unlikely.
All right. Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
I get to talk about guns? Oh, never mind. It's okay. We'll be right back.
Brownells.com is your home for all things firearms. Looking for a retro rifle? How about the BRN 180 or 180S? Named one of SHOT Show's best products of 2019. Visit Brownells.com for guns, ammo, reloading equipment, or anything you need to customize your firearm. And enjoy the industry's only guaranteed forever satisfaction policy. To stay up to date with the latest and best deals from Brownells, text BRN to 556-223.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Batagroup. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
All right, we're back. And still having fun. Michelle's still mad at us. That's okay.
Oh, my.
Okay, well, during the break, you asked me what I thought of the new Ruger 5.7.
I did.
And I told you, I have handled it, and it felt good in my hand, and it's kind of, the grip is a little bit long, the cartridge is long, so but it's thin, and it's lightweight. But I haven't done what you've done, because I have not shot it. So I would love to hear what your take is on this gun.
Well, I found it to be very soft shooting. And in that aspect, I mean, as far as recoil goes, because obviously it's not as much as a 9mm, but very easy recoil. I don't want to say it's loud, but it's got some impressive sound to it. But,
Well, it is supersonic. I mean, it's, it's 2,000 feet per second or so. Yeah,
Right.
so it's snappy and loud like that.
But recoil-wise, is fantastic. I mean, there wasn't much of a blowback, even though it was a lightweight design. I really think they stepped into that niche market. I mean, largely this was used for military and obviously some civilian use with the FN 5.7. But,
Right.
I mean, my goodness, they're producing a gun, what, $300 to $400 less expensive than the FN?
Right. The FN, I think, is roughly $1,200, and this one is MSRP is $799.
Yeah. And
So we'd probably
50%,
sell
yeah.
for.
Yeah, they did their homework. I mean, they put it into, I don't know, like a Glock or SIG type pricing, somewhere right along those lines, But I think they did their homework in changing some design things from the FN as well. I mean, it's lighter weight. It's a steel magazine. It's really easy to load by hand. You don't need a mag loader to help you out with it. You talked about the fact that it is kind of large front to back, but side to side, it's a very slim, ergonomic grip. It's got light stippling in it, so it's not heavy texturized. It doesn't bite into your hand or anything. I don't know. I think they've got it. Hopefully, one of the good things is it helps to drive down the price of that ammunition, because right now it's pricey. There's not a lot of people producing ammo.
Well, and when there's only one gun maker making a gun for that caliber, that tends to happen. When you have Ruger says, we're going to do it, all of a sudden you're thinking, well, if you're an ammo company, we better gear up because people are going to want this ammo.
Right. And for those of you out there that own like a Security 9, it looks like a Security 9. It's obviously bigger, but adjustable sights. I mean, it's got cutouts for optics. It's already drilled and tapped for that. It's got the rail underneath if you want to put a light or laser on it.
What do you think of the idea of using this as your house gun?
I think it'd be great. I mean, talk about almost getting to a 5.56. I mean, it's truly close to 9mm as far as accuracy and ballistics and stuff go. It does have a long trigger pull. I mean, it doesn't have that reset trigger like we're used to, but it's no different than most of the 9s that are out there on the market.
That's true.
So I don't know. They have the safeties. You can make it ambidextrous. You can, move
it's got
things
thumb
around.
safety on it.
Yeah.
Now, do you have that gun on your rental list now?
We do. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's on the
you
range.
You can go in and rent that gun on the range.
She was sending me
You
texts this
can.
week. Hey, it's a slow day. It'd be a perfect day to come in and shoot it.
Like, Jim, come shoot. But he couldn't.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I just did a little math. The Ruger is 55% of the list price of the FN.
Oh, so close to 5.7.
So close. So close. So it's substantial. I thought it was list price was about 12, and the FN it's 14.35. So that makes the difference bigger. They're both 20 rounders. So they're match for match.
And look, I mean, to be fair, a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but I really like FN's quality, and they've always made great stuff.
And that's okay.
And there's nothing wrong with saying that's what I want. That's cool. We do that. I mean, fortunately, we don't have to depend on logic to buy this stuff. Thank goodness.
God, we'd be in trouble.
Otherwise, we'd have like 3 guns. That'd be it, right?
Well, they're really stepping into the deep black with this one. I mean, the 327 kind of went away. They brought it back, and now look at it. It's in so many different guns and platforms.
Yeah.
And so, kind of that 5.7 was kind of a dying cartridge or an extremely expensive cartridge. And I mean, who knows what Ruger can do? We've seen it before.
Okay. All right. First of all, let me just say this. I have not talked to anybody at Ruger about this, but I just had this thought. I'm sure you probably have already had the thought. If they can do that in a pistol,
AR platform.
Why couldn't they do the same thing in a carbine, a little lightweight carbine version with a 20 round, use the same mags, 16-inch barrel. Now we're going to pick up another 300 or so feet per second out of it.
Yeah.
Chihuahua, man, holy cow.
Well, if you've not shot it, but for anybody out there that's shot like the 22 TCM, I mean, anything along those lines, I get it. Just go get a 22 mag. But it's not a 22 mag.
It's not a 22 mag. It's not.
No, it's not. It's greater energies than that.
Yeah,
so,
it is. And I've shot the full auto version of the FN carbine, which is like, oh baby, that's so nice. So a little carbine. That's what I'm thinking of carbine. And the FN, what is it? The PS90. Yeah, the P90 is the full auto. The PS90 is a semi-auto version. That is a wonderful little carbine. So if Ruger decides to get into that market, that's going to make that more interesting. And to your point, I think, Michelle, with any luck, somebody ramps up ammo production. That would be great.
Right.
Yeah, I'm saying you check back a year from now and see how much the price has dropped on 5.7.
Right. I mean, Spear already has introduced gold dot ammunition for this. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, like we've probably had, I don't know, 500 rounds or so put through that pistol already since it was unveiled last week.
Really?
And we've not had a single problem with reliability. It's gone off every single time.
Wow.
And we're not talking about high-end ammo. We're talking Federal American Eagle ammo. It's very, economical.
Bulk ammo, yeah.
How have your customers reacted to that pistol? Do they like it?
So far, I've heard all kinds of positives. Of course, it's not out there to sell yet. We don't have one for our shelf yet, unfortunately.
No. Well, of course, I didn't ask. Those 500 rounds, were those actually any paying customers, or were they just your staff people shooting it up?
Staff, yeah.
No, it was a combination, yeah.
See, now you can market this further because it's louder. You can, sell extra hearing protection. Earplugs and stuff, yeah. See that?
Well,
That's right. The 5.7 earmuffs.
Well,
I like it.
I know it's not going to excite a whole lot of people because it is such a niche thing. But I think they knocked it out of the ballpark. They gave us something new, that, it is kind of out there, but this is, I guess, in a price zone that you can afford more readily.
Right.
Or at least for the difference of the cost, you can buy a lot of ammo.
All right, let's switch to one of the other guns that's introduced this week, the new old Colt Python. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's probably going to be the gun of the decade.
Man, and it's funny. I'm watching a few of these millennials or younger people. I don't know exactly how old. Posting online and again, yeah, you revolver guys. I mean, there's just nothing in this thing. I mean, it's like it's old. It doesn't do anything at the modern. And one guy said, well, you could take anything with a 9 and says, and I love the guy. He says, 17 shots with a 9mm will certainly beat 6 shots with a 357. I'm thinking, you're really not kind of getting the whole point of you may only have 1 or 2 shots. And if you say I have to use 17, maybe that's not such a, I don't know, but I think it's just a case of they don't have any experience with it. They don't understand.
Well, I think you're
bringing back the Shelby Cobra.
Right, your car analogy was perfect because that's exactly what it is.
It is, isn't it?
Yep.
This is a stick shift, manual transmission, no power steering, and it is
Heater
so
delete.
much fun.
One of the things that I thought of is like, wow, what does this do to the price of the Colt Pythons that are out there?
Oh, I know. Because you figure those are what? $3,000, $3,500 for the old ones.
Yeah, depending. Some of them I've seen out there. Not. I mean, if you pay it, you pay it. But $3,000 to $5,000 on some of these setups,
Yeah, and MSRP on this is $1,499, which people say, well, that's a lot of money. I'm thinking, not compared to what it would be if you went out and bought a used one right now.
Right.
And you get a warranty, and you get a stronger firearm.
It is, and it is a significantly stronger gun. They've They've just changed the internal workings, but weirdly enough and wonderfully enough, the trigger feels like the same trigger, but just a little better. I mean, and this one I have shot. We've got, by the way, we have really cool videos of this on our YouTube channel. If you go to Gun Talk Media over on YouTube. So we shot, you know what we did? We also took the old Python and we shot it next to the new one and did a comparison. And you say, okay, what did they change and all that? Because people are saying, well, what's different about it? So we kind of did that. But if you laid the two of them on the table, you would not know the difference.
They nailed it.
I mean, it's that. Oh, they did. And they knew, hey, it's got to look the same because it's iconic.
Right.
But man, it shoots nice. And so what do you guys think? Who's the new Cobra, or rather new Python 4?
I think, Tom's over here waving his hand at me. I mean, I think it's going to be the people who, one, are mega Colt lovers. They're going to want to get back into the game. Or maybe they sold at one point in time that Python or whatever it might have been. That
or
is
the
like,
retro
okay,
crowd.
This is my time to get into it now again. Or whatever it might be. But, I think it's any revolver fan is going to love this gun. Right. I mean, they brought back the Cobra. I said to Chad, I'm like, okay, so are we going back in for the 7 snakes again? Where are we going? We got the Cobra, the King Cobra, the Python.
They definitely are going to do the Anaconda. I mean, they started with a smaller frame, came up to this mid-size frame. They're going to go to the big frame at some point. They're probably not going to have all of the different barrel lengths for a while because it's just
too much.
I don't know what the production capability is.
Yeah.
The other half of your answer, I would assume, would be people who couldn't afford to get a used Colt Python.
Yes.
Now they can. They can
get
a brand new
one.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
I am so excited about this. It makes no sense to be this excited about an old design brought back, but it's just freaking cool. And the other thing is, who else is excited about it? People at other gun companies.
Yeah.
I mean, you got people like Rob Latham going, this is so cool,
Competitor,
Other companies are going, because they're just looking at it going, all right, if you're a gun geek, you got to love this, right?
Back. Yeah.
Right.
It's back.
Well, they've said goodbye to the bug and hello to the Python. I don't know.
There you go.
All in one week. Yeah.
Right? Man.
Oh, man, neat stuff. And as they say, but wait, there's more because, they had let's see, Mossberg did their 940 JM, which is a purely competition shotgun, but it's really cool and works really well. It's pretty neat. But there's more coming. I mean, it's like
we're not even at shot.
I know, it's 2 weeks to shot.
Ruger 44 carbine.
Just throwing it out there again.
You are the only person who's ever asked for the Ruger 44 carbine to come back.
Right.
Yeah, well, you and the 50,000 other people at every NRA show go to the booth.
It's got to be their most asked question.
Oh, absolutely. I asked them. I said, yeah, every day, all day. That's it. And I asked them, well, why not? They said, well, we just can't. And I don't know why that is.
Well, when's the patent run out on that? The Gresham Bush gun. I like it.
Somebody else, they're making the 1022s. There are other people making those now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking. If the 44's got to be coming up soon.
If they could
came
do
out
44,
61 or 63, something like that.
Yeah.
It's close.
Could be. Now, there may be a reason that if you're a gun maker, they understand that there's a reason we can't do that. I just don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a semi-automatic 44 Magnum is a pretty cool idea, though.
Yep.
It really is.
I love mine. Never selling it again.
Again. Yeah, that's right. You sold it and then bought it back, didn't you?
Yeah.
Lucky.
Same gun.
Same gun. Exact gun.
Yeah, you were lucky.
Yep.
You're no kidding. But for those of us who don't have that, we can always get lever actions.
Ooh.
Which are uber cool as well.
Wow, and what a platform change that is.
Which is basically, that's...
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Have you seen some of the new Henry productions? Oh, my goodness.
They're stunning, aren't they?
Well, they have a 410 that's... The stock stops at the lever. Like, what? It's like this little 13.5-inch shotgun. Like, what?
They are tearing it up over there at Henry.
Yes, like what is happening?
They got some people locked up in a room back there, and they're just sliding pizzas under the door. And just tell them, you guys come up with ideas. We're going to keep sitting in the Mountain Dews for your caffeine, and Monsters, just keep working on them.
Have you noticed, though, that their advertising is not just on outdoor shows and gun shows and stuff. They're advertising football games and daytime TV and everything.
Magazines.
Well, and in magazines that are not outdoor magazines, and they actually put up billboards for Henry Repeating Arms.
Oh, cool.
Good for them.
Yes, I love it. Exactly. So there you go. So, all right. Now, what I don't know, and I should know this, but I just don't remember if they told me when they're going to have Pythons out. But I think I saw somebody this week on Facebook said they'd already seen one in a store.
What?
I think that's what somebody... Now, of course, it was on the internet, so it must be true.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Because nobody, distribution-wise, that I know of at least, that has had one.
Yeah. I think we're looking at a couple or 3 months.
Yeah.
It's kind of... I don't know why I have that in my head, but that's what's in my head. But I'll check with the Colt people, and we'll get that information out next week.
That'd be awesome.
But it's cool. I mean... And I told, this is great, but, of course, they're so used to that. You say, that's wonderful. I'm so glad you did that. Now, would you do this other thing for me?
Yeah, but no, let's feed this interest, right?
I want the 3-inch barrel.
So
you go, really?
Here's the thing, right? There's so much excitement going on over this pistol. Call your gun store and get in line.
Yeah, and don't mess around with when you get one in, call me.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah,
right. Say, look, I will put money down on this to hold my place in line.
Right.
Because if you don't have any money down,
you're
not
a serious contender.
Right. And if you're one of those guys, if you're one of those guys or girls that says, well, what's the best price I can get on one of these? Don't even make the call.
Right.
You might want to wait about 3 years.
Right.
On that.
Yep.
Because I would guess these are probably going to go for MSRP when they first come.
Oh, sure.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And people say, well, I never pay retail for anything. Well, good. Guess what? You won't have one.
Right. Well, you remember like when those Miatas came out and stuff, the Mazdas, they were $26,000. People were paying $28,000 for them.
Yeah.
$2,000 over list just to get one. So they won't have any problem getting lists for quite a while.
When the new reintroduced T-Bird came out, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
20 years ago now.
Oh, my, what?
And I read about it.
You had to tack that on, didn't you, Gresham? Thanks. Make us feel old.
No, you'll love this. I read about a magazine, and they said it would be coming out in about a year. And I went down to the local Ford dealership. And I said, I want to put an order in for that. And they said, well, it's not going to be out for a year. I said, yeah, that's okay. I just want to put an order in. And they said, well, we don't have any prices on it. I said, I don't care. I want a sales contract. And I'll give you $500 to put down on it. On the sales contract, just put MSRP. I will pay you MSRP. And, of course, at the car dealership, they're thinking, okay, we just got the stupidest guy in the world who just walked in here, right?
Hey, honey, we're taking a vacation after all.
As it got closer and closer, then the buzz, and I got the sales contract. I've got an order in to pay MSRP on the first T-Bird they get in there. The dealership calls me and says, well, we're not going to sell it to you.
What?
Well, what's happened is they're finding out they can make $10,000 over a sticker on it. And I said, but I've got a sales contract. They said, yeah, we don't care. We're not going to sell it to you.
Wow.
I said, that's not a problem. I'll just call my buddy Tom. Yeah, Tom is the top attorney in town, and he hated these guys at this dealership anyway. So he did it just for sport. So, yes, I got my pale yellow T-Bird, owned it for about 6 weeks. Said, okay, that's enough. I'm really not a convertible T-Bird kind of guy, but it was fun anyway.
That's cool.
If it was 4-wheel drive and jacked up and had a roof rack and a gun rack on it, then I'm in, man. Yeah. It was just one of those goofy things you do. Oh, Lord.
So you said there's still good stuff coming out before SHOT, you think, or are they going to hold off till SHOT at this point?
Oh, no. I know. It's good stuff.
Okay.
I know some of it. I don't know all of it because, I don't hear from all the gun companies, so I didn't know about the new Savage semi-auto shotgun.
Well, and
that was cool.
Glock's got their 44 out there. I have no idea when it's going to be released, that 22.
Oh, she's telling me 44. Oh.
It's the model number is 44, but it's actually chambered in 22, which is so confusing.
But shoots two of them at a time. That's why.
Gosh, here we go.
It's a double barrel, so.
But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
But you remember when it used to be at SHOT, they'd announce all the stuff, and then 6 months later you could actually get it.
Maybe.
Now they're not even waiting. Now if you're lucky, now they're not even waiting until SHOT. But when they announce stuff, pretty much all manufacturers, when they announce stuff, it's either at the distributors or it's in the chain.
Well, and that's why this is all so different, because over the last several years, we've actually been spoiled, right? They haven't made the introduction until the guns were ready to go, or at least sitting at distribution, ready to go out to the dealers. Well, this round, nope. We've got this great gun. You're going to have to wait.
Yep. Well, but to your point, Michelle, you're right. If you have a thing for the Python, if you think you'd want one, I would go to the gun store and place a hard order for it to get yourself in line. Otherwise, it could be a long time before, they say, well, we've got one in the case. Yeah, no, nothing's going to go into the case.
No, nope.
Unless the dealer says, look, this one's yours, but let us keep it for a week to show people, okay?
Right.
But this is going to be yours. Of course, if it's me, I'm going, I'm not going to have everybody putting their grimy paws all over my pistol, my revolver, and dry firing the life out of it.
And, a lot of this, too, it is their way of finding out, like, okay, what kind of production do we need? What kind of pre-orders do we have? What's going on here? Mm-hmm.
It's like RSVPs for a wedding.
Right.
How many meals you got to cook.
Right. So, they kind of use the public for some of that feedback, too.
Sure.
But, these are going to be allocated. So if Colt produces 100, they have to go all across the country. So one distribution center might get 2, they might get 5, I don't know. But how many salesmen are going to get one?
Employees are going to buy,
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 5 in, but we're not shipping any.
So it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it is. That's why I say get your order in and then be patient.
Right.
All right, I'm going to order one.
I'll tell you what. There'll be new stuff next week, I'm sure, when we talk. So we'll be making a list. We'll be able to get the information out to everybody.
Awesome.
Nice.
Okay. All right, Michelle, when that Python comes in, you got to give us a range report on that, too.
Okay.
Okay, good deal. All right, you guys have a good week. Go find something new to shoot.
Hey, thanks for checking out the after show. And don't forget to join the Gun Talk Truth Squad at guntalk.com and grab Gun Dealio for your smartphone. It'll save you money on guns, ammo, and more.